That's a good transition because you know what I did for the first time in my life.
You made what?
Made a girl come with my fingers.
Word shit. That's right.
Said
boy.
word.
That's what I'm talking
He
about.
daps him up like this.
Dap me up, dude.
We're about to cause a ruckus with the community.
I got beat up by a special ed.
Hold on, bitch.
Hey, tell me if this counts as bullying.
Even like in a silly goose time.
I'm pretty cool, I think. He calls me Zaddy.
Welcome to the Bad Neighbor Podcast.
I'm feeling really hungover from the Super Bowl right now. You guys ever?
So you're referring to a large bowl of chili that you ate yesterday?
No, talking about the big game. You guys ever just sleep so much that you don't even remember the night before? I didn't watch the game. I was sleeping.
Did you just sleep to like? So you said you fell asleep at like 6?
I fell asleep during the second quarter, and I woke up for the last 2 minutes of the game because this was our first Sunday off for a while. Because usually we're hosting open mics and shit.
Oh yeah.
So
It was relaxing for sure.
Yeah, it was cool to.
Instead
not
of the
do
Super Bowl,
anything.
I went and played basketball. See that? I don't do self-harm. I dunk, by the way.
You have a blister on your wrist. I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Were you the only kid at the basketball courts or what?
The only one. Yeah.
Like a fucking loser.
There's not a lot of people out there.
I know. Why were you playing basketball on Super Bowl?
Because there's
Sunday.
a ton of people that don't like the Super Bowl, and I go hang out with those people and play basketball.
Which was nobody.
No, there was quite a few.
There was a lot of people. I feel like, but there was no traffic on the roadways yesterday. I was putting gas. Like there was nothing.
Bro,
Wow.
In-N-Out had the shortest line I've ever seen.
Whoa, that's genius.
Were you
went to
In-N-Out?
In-N-Out?
Dude, it was the shortest line I've ever seen at In-N-Out I ever have.
Wow. So you were in and then out. Wow.
Just
dude.
made that joke.
Yeah.
Well, you did?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I doubled down.
No, you went back in.
I said it
Came
was
out.
dramatic. I went in.
Oh my
God. No, you forgot pepperoncinis and you went back to ask for them. That's what happened.
Yeah, because I drove all the way to my brother's up north and I came back and it was one of the most emptiest I've seen that freeway.
Yeah, I like that.
That's beautiful. Do you guys want to talk about what happened to our dear friend that is not here today?
Who, Julian?
Because we just all figured it out about 30 minutes ago that the other Bad Neighbor member in
Is
the
on
podcast,
suicide watch because the Eagles lost in the Super Bowl and he's a huge Eagles fan.
and he hasn't been in touch in a while.
Yeah, he's not doing too good. He extended his stay in Vegas, which is not a good sign.
He posted on his Snapchat story, "Don't talk to me unless you're a real one." And I went, "Whoa."
Yeah, he
Well,
said
what happened to
don't.
him?
No, he made the post that said it was just a black screen that said "Don't talk to me if you know you know."
Yeah. Yeah. It's just all black.
Did you ever see those, Anthony?
Yeah, I posted those when my girlfriends broke up with me.
Gonna go offline for a minute. Text me if you need something, or call if you need
Streaks
something.
only.
Streaks only.
It's funny because at Bakersfield College, there's a lot of people there that you could obviously come across, and I haven't seen anyone that I know from Tatchby. Yet today, I finally found somebody that I know from Tatchby, and I had to walk right past him, and it was my last ex-girlfriend, and she hates my guts.
Why did she have to walk past him?
What? That's what I'm saying. Like, why did she have to walk past me?
No, but anyway, semantics. So where'd you see her?
She was, I was going into the school, and she was going into the
What
parking lot.
what broke you guys up? How long ago was it?
This was about 2.5 years ago, and I broke with her because I felt like she didn't like me.
She was
so I just
being a
left her.
bitch.
You felt like she didn't like you?
Yeah, she just she only wanted to hang out with me if in
For
certain
your big cock.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm glad you said it because I would have said it a lot more cocky.
What are certain situations that she wanted to hang out with you in?
I tell you what, not at all. That was the problem.
Oh, okay. So she didn't want to hang out with you.
Yeah, she was hanging out with my homies and not me all the time. She was.
Oh my god.
She was mad at me a lot, and then I went, "Fuck this," and I left. And
You
she was really mad about it.
You found she was just fucking
And
all
I
your friends?
thought we ended on okay terms, okay. And I saw her at the alley the other day, and she wouldn't even make eye contact at me. So I'm like, ooh, I think she might still hate me. And then everybody's like, yeah, dude, she hates your guts. And I'm like,
I feel like girls, if they don't explicitly end on good terms, then they hate your guts.
Yeah, or if
But it's
they
like-
break up with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I understand. I've only been broken up with once, and I understand how defeating that feeling is. But out of all the people I could have seen, I walked past her. And I'm like, oh my God, how do I curve this situation? And then like I looked up, I didn't even recognize her, and I looked up and I realized it was her staring right at me, and I went, "What's up, sister?" And then
You said, "What's up?"
Yeah, or I said, "Sup, bro?"
You fucked your sister?
Yeah.
It's fucking hot.
Wow.
You said, "What's up?" What's her name?
Michelle.
What does it matter? She doesn't watch this shit. Come on.
I know she ain't watching this
Yeah,
shit.
she don't
Nah,
watch
but I
this
know
shit.
homies that will be like, "Ha, fuck you," and then send her the link. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Say it. Say your name. Send her the link anyway. You know who he's
Say
talking about.
my name.
If I remembered her middle name, I'd maybe say it. but-
Connor, send it
what,
to her.
what was your best?
Connor.
What was your favorite memory with her? Like one of the funniest things. Most
This is
fun.
super. That's a great question,
This
dude.
was-
What's
This
one of
is
the
really great.
best moments you had
I
with
might cry, dude.
this girl?
I loved her.
Honestly, I think it's in the beginning when you're getting to know her, and it's kind of cool because you guys are like doing stuff that like.
Yeah, like you're grabbing her by the ears and face fucking her.
And I had never done that before.
So what is it really? What was a good memory?
I'd say when I first started to know her, and there was all the guys in the class. She was teaching us. Did you ever do those dances for your school in front of the entire thing? Like it would be a
Yeah, they
boys
had us-
versus girl battle.
Yeah,
and
they had
we'd
us do a
dance
twerk battle.
Really?
Mhm.
We weren't allowed to do that. If we twerked, we'd get suspended. Is what they told us. Which
No,
was
not on
stupid.
the east side. Like they welcomed
Not
it.
on the
Yeah.
east side.
The principal taught us how to do
You
twerk.
can't stop 400 Latinas from twerking. That's
Yeah, and
impossible.
6 black people. Yep, 394.
They so we had one of those dances. She was the instructor, and everybody was like, "God, she's so hot." And then it was a cool feeling that I started talking to her, and then she would drive me to school, and I started meeting her. She would pick me up, and then we'd go get like donuts for the class together, and we'd drive to school. I think those are the coolest moments and the most memorable ones. Just
Getting donuts with your high school girlfriend.
not yet. Well, like she picked you up and took you to school and took you home, which was I've never done that before. I thought that was cool because it makes it feel like she's your best friend. You know what I mean?
Wait, she was
Like
older?
come pick me up and we talk and hang out.
She was
Is that
older?
Oh, she was older?
That's like your girl. Like
Wait, she was older than you?
yeah,
How much older?
2 years.
Wait, how old are you?
And she's
19.
still in junior college?
I know that's what I'm getting at. I'm like,
Get your fucking Connor, send it to
hold
this
on,
bitch. Get your fucking life
no,
together.
she's 20. She's 20.
Don't matter. Get your
this
life together.
better be your last semester, ho.
For real.
It ain't mine.
Dude, I'll never forget having my first girlfriend the second half of senior year in high school, and like staying out late at night and like fingering her, and then waking up early the next day like for jazz band at 5 a.m. Be like, oh, I'm a man now. I just was staying out last night because I was fucking.
This was
I'm like,
yeah,
you know, like,
yeah.
You wake up
You
early.
the next morning, you have so much more confidence in yourself.
You're like, I'm a grown ass.
you start
man,
talking down
motherfucker."
on people.
You're like, bully, get the fuck out of here,
Dude,
dog.
I had
pussy
sex
juice on my
recently.
finger.
I had sex recently, and I walked into my classroom without a backpack on. I was like, I don't need that shit. I took notes on my phone and then walked out.
No, all those fuck boys in high school make
Just
sense.
weird
Like,
confidence, dude. And it just you'd get it from nowhere, and it just happened.
Dude, I
That's a
remember-
good transition because you know what I did for the first time in my life.
you made what?
Made a girl come with my fingers.
Word shit. That's right.
said
boy.
word?
That's what I'm
He
talking about.
daps him up like this.
Dap me up, dude.
Really? I feel that's exclusively what I use. That's all I got. I only have fingers. Like,
I remember the first time I made a girl come with my mouth, dude. It fucking she squirted in my mouth.
I've
and it
never
was
done that.
terrible.
I've never done that.
It scared me. It
Really?
wasn't terrible. It scared me.
She's like, you got slimed.
Yeah.
That's awful,
so
dude.
what happened?
It felt like I committed crimes against the
were we at a
country.
movie theater?
No, car. And honestly, I freestyled a little bit, knowing the more knowledge of the vagina.
You threw a toe in there.
I put donkey dust on my fingers. I realized that there's two departments in the vagina that need assessing, and it's the clitoris and the big gap, the hole, right? What are we talking about, guys? Guys, why are you looking at me like that?
What you called it, the big gap. The
It sounds
vagina?
like a plus size Gap store.
So yeah, the clit and the fucking hole, they're two separate parts.
The actual
I
vagina.
realized you could tackle two of them at the same time by
Yeah.
just doing this. Never done that before.
Doing
This is
what?
doing what?
Not only that,
Doing what?
Doing what? How?
Like this, and then this one went top. This one went upstairs.
Runners up.
Right. This one went.
I have a different method.
This one went upstairs, and this one went downstairs, and then this one DJ'd as this one partied. You know what I mean?
That was the hype man next to the DJ. But sometimes the hype man puts his finger where it don't belong. It's
Yeah,
like,
that
hey, you're
is
doing a little
true.
too much, buddy.
And I also did something else, is that your fingers get tired. So a method I thought of is that
Calisthenics,
use-
ergonomics.
you use your other hand. If your other hand's getting tired, you use your other hand as like a backup. You know what I mean? Have you ever done that?
Or switch hands.
In the position I
Switch.
was, I couldn't switch hands.
Yeah, he was in the
unfortunately.
driver's seat.
Plus, when she's almost there, she doesn't want you to. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll go.
she
do
doesn't
it.
want you to
Shit.
switch out and then put in the B team. You know what I mean?
I'll sub in the fucking the down lineman for the.
He's all calling, this one Nathaniel's all calling in the sixth man.
Here comes.
We need the fullback. Get the fullback out there.
So when I'm in that position, I gotta keep it steady. I gotta keep a steady pulse. You know what I mean? So I just get my other hand and I use it as backup.
You look like Tobey Maguire's shooting Webb.
yeah.
For real.
So my left hand was giving CPR to my right hand, and I could keep going, and then I did it twice.
Or just like this. You never done that to the cooter? Like that?
Well,
Oh,
again in the
It's like you're
position
petting a dog.
in the position I was in, I couldn't do that.
Oh, because you were going this way.
She was sitting on me. I couldn't go like.
You should have just pulled your
She
dick
was
out.
sitting. I know. Why don't you pull your dick
Yeah.
out? That's just sitting on you.
Yeah, she's sitting on you
No,
already.
what the fuck?
What? No, that was the opening act, dude. I didn't tell you about everything else.
Or
that
what happened after that? What happened when the headliner came on?
You bombed.
He had to do crowd work for 3 minutes, and he's like, "I can't do this," and he just. So what happened when the headliner came on?
It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a little. He ran the light for sure, but he
No,
was on.
he didn't make it to the light.
He was on stage for a little too long because he can. He can
He
finish.
can remember his material.
so he can finish any of the jokes.
Your dick's up there. He's like, man, this feels like the first time I had sex. It's really awkward, and there's a lot of people watching me. Oh man, that's good.
Have you ever done like 3 hours of foreplay and you never come because you did 3 hours of foreplay?
Dog,
Have
that
have
sounds
you
like
ever
it
been?
hurts.
Have you been in that experience before ever?
I've done an hour or two, maybe hour and a half of foreplay where like we're just making out for an entire
And then did you
movie.
eventually come? Because I can't if you do it for that long.
Dude, the first time. So this is like back when I was a sophomore or
so
junior.
19.
So back when I was a junior in high school, I was dating this one chick, and she got on top of me. It was like summer break or winter break or whatever. She got on top of me, and like we were like dry humping, like making out and dry humping and shit. And she fucking made me bust in my pants. And like never in my life has ever happened.
That's
Anthony
a
just showed
bacon
everybody
wrapped chicken.
bacon wrap chicken. My mom came down to Bakersfield.
Anthony
and
just ate it in
cooked.
one bite in the kitchen.
Yeah. My mom came down and cooked for everybody.
So sweet, dude. I love your
Yeah.
mom. She's a super nice lady.
Yeah.
Just because I figured out she was white. But I met her it actually caught me off guard. Obviously, you look white because your mom's white. I didn't put that together. I just figured you were Mexican and you look white somehow. Because I've seen that before. So when I met your mom, I'm like, she's like Marcos. And first I saw of Schmarco or something. I kept thinking of different Marcoses. And I'm like, it can't be you because you're Mexican.
Yeah.
Your mom is white as shit. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that makes
My
plenty of
mom's
sense.
Polish.
Yeah, that makes plenty of sense. I just can't believe you look so white. You just you don't look like you have a touch of Mexican on you.
I know, that's the nice part.
It's not like you're bilingual or anything, so you didn't get anything from your Mexican side.
Yeah, I did. I know Spanish.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Anthony,
not great.
Test him. Just a regular conversation.
It's not good. It's just no. I know enough to get by.
Okay. Hola.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Dónde estás tu hija?
Yo como puta. I'm not good at this either.
You eat a bitch, dog? I'm not good at it. What's the review on the bacon wrapped chicken?
He looks so angry, dude. Is it because he didn't have 2? He only had 1?
This is the second one.
Oh.
He had one when he first walked
You
in.
look frustrated, man. Smile while you're eating it.
I know. You look like you're not enjoying it.
Yeah. His mom made that. She's going to watch this podcast. Fucking put on a smile while you eat it.
Dude, I caught her. I went to her house for her birthday, and she was just randomly watching the podcast.
Oh, that's so sweet. Dude, I'll never forget. I randomly walked in on my dad watching the podcast, and it warmed my heart. I was like, my dad was like, that last podcast was bad. He was talking about the first one with Gabe, and he was like, that one was bad. And then I'm like, you watched it? And he goes, yeah, I listened to the podcast while I'm going to work, while I'm at work. And I'm like, oh, man.
My
that
mom
made me feel
watches
good.
old episodes. She like watched every single one. She was like, I'm going to restart and start watching them again.
Oh, dude, your mom is awesome, man. My mom doesn't watch the podcast, but my dad does. He watches it all the time.
Yeah.
My dad listens to church recordings from Argentina all day.
He tried to show him the podcast. He's like, what's this?
No, he doesn't even know how to say, what's this? I looked. I had some chips in
Subtitles,
my hand
question mark?
today, and I looked at my dad. I'm like, you want chips? And he's like, ¿Qué es eso? I'm like, chips. He's just like,
You know,
Como se dice
Doesn't know what
chips
chips
in
are.
Espanol is what he said next.
yeah, he just didn't know what chips
You just
are.
go, papas?
Papitas.
Papitas.
I love that fucking chicken. That's my earliest memory of hanging out with you and going to your house over there and eating that chicken. Because it's just like, I like when you bite into bacon and it just tears evenly and it doesn't like, it's not stripped. It's just it's so good.
Yeah,
Thank
That's
you.
Very
that's
good.
if you made like a bacon wrapped chicken strip, that's the perfect bacon wrapped chicken
Is
strip.
that
Yeah.
really the earliest memory you have of Marcos?
Of going to Cal City.
No,
Probably.
the earliest memory I have of Marcos is him sliding into my DMs and saying, you want to go to the fourth wall?
You know what my earliest?
Really?
I have an even earlier memory of that. Remember we took that picture on the table?
Well, I
by the
remember that.
jukebox?
You were sitting right in front of me.
Yeah, I was sitting behind you.
Oh, and you touched
you
me.
sat in front of me. And I didn't even know who you were, and I just started touching you.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's so
You
cute.
turned around. You, what the fuck?
That is so cute, dude. What's your earliest memory of me, Anthony?
You showing up to the Glitz and just watching the open mic and like sticking around and being weird.
I remember that.
Yeah. I don't honestly, for you, I don't know why, but I don't really have an earliest memory of you. I can't really recall anything. With you, I can. It's me pissing the fuck out of you.
At Tumblr?
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking
At
annoyed the
Tumblr.
shit out of me.
Why?
Because I was like, obviously I had to prove myself, but I was like super serious about comedy.
Yeah,
like
but-
immediately I started doing it every single mic, but I had no way to prove that. You know what I mean? And I was just starting out. But I was talking to Marcos. I was like, dude, I want to get down stage as much as I can. Take me to LA with you, blah, blah, blah. And Marcos was like, fuck off. He just kept yelling at me. And I'm like, no, man, I'm serious about it. Marcos was like, okay. And then he kind of shooed me away.
No, how it really happened. Here's how it really happened.
That's interesting because I thought that's exactly how it
No,
went.
you never been on stage before, and you kept telling me, take me to LA. Take me
Yeah.
to LA.
Yeah.
And you were never been on stage before. You never done stand up.
I think that night was the first time I did stand up.
I don't know if it was that night or whatever. It might have been that night was the first time we did stand up.
Yeah.
But I
think
kept
it-
telling you, I was
I
like, hey,
think it
dude,
was.
you're here at the open mics. Go do the fucking open mic here. And then maybe after 2 or 3 months, go to LA.
There's so much of this wanting to be accepted in stand up.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. Like, I don't think I came. Whether it was I was accepted early or not, but
Honestly,
I just came in not. I was like, I don't know how long it's gonna take. I'm just gonna keep coming out, and then people will talk to me.
my intentions
Yeah.
back then, they weren't even, and this is honest, true to God self. Honestly, my intentions were to fit in when I was trying to get into Bad Neighbor and stuff
Are you
like
sure?
that.
Are you sure this is honest to God?
Yes, this is honest to God. When I was trying to get in like Bad Neighbor and get in your guys' friend group, obviously I was trying to fit in. But when I first met Marcos, that weren't my intentions. My literal intentions were to just soak myself in comedy as fast as I possibly could. I didn't give a fuck about you. I was just so bad at convincing you to take me places so I could, engage in some comedy.
And it's hard to just tell people like, hey, don't try so hard. Just do it. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, damn, I wish somebody would just be like, taking me to like, and obviously that's not going to happen. And obviously the annoying way I approached it obviously wasn't going to happen. But I was just like, God damn it. Like, I just want to see as much comedy as I can. And I want to do as much comedy as I can. Because I wanted to do it since I was 15. And I was finally at the point where I was like, God, I get a chance to do it and stuff like that.
Which there's nothing wrong with that mentality. I think how you approached it to me first.
It just seemed like I was trying to fit in.
Like you were trying too hard to be a comic already.
Yeah, and honestly,
and you've never been on stage. So
it
that's
took
like what blew
1
my
month
mind.
for me to see it.
Yeah.
Like watching comics sit behind me and then like start small talk with me about like, so your set, blah blah blah. And he goes, what do you think of mine? And I'm like, I didn't watch your set. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. And they're like trying to fit in and start small talk with you and make friends, which is natural for, an extrovert.
There's
but
nothing I hate more than when new comics come up to me and ask me how I thought they did in their set. There is nothing more. There is nothing more I hate than when a new comic comes up to me and says, "Hey, tell me, was my set funny?"
Yeah, I've had that before. I was like, did you catch my set? And I was like, no.
You have a phone, record it, and start working. Start figuring out what is funny or not, because
dude, that's what's pissing me
no one
off
else has
about the new
time to.
comics.
No one else. Well, it's just because we have to show them, right? But we're just sitting here talking about how guilty you are of the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, dude.
but
I
it's just
did
like
all
the new comics need
I
to
literally
understand.
did
Like that's why you
every-
record your set. You record your set so you can listen back and see what's funny or not.
Yeah.
Because not everyone is listening to your shit all the time. Even when I'm sitting in the front listening, I'm like, I could doze off for half a second.
Yeah,
you
be
know?
fucking checked out half the time. Yeah, there's certain comics now that are around, or like even newer.
The part
Newer
that
guys.
I think that, and this is going to turn into Trent Babb's podcast really quick. The part that, of course, I'm only a year and a half comic, so I'm still a new comic. But I'm talking about people who just run into the scene. The part that pisses me off the most are the people that are posting one clip a day on their Instagram. And it's our closest friends, and I've said it to their faces, like Michael. I'm like, and he's
Michael.
Oh, Ravella?
like, yeah, because he's been posting a lot of clips, and he's like, the way he explained it to me, I'm like, that's pretty good. But at the same time, and he's like, I like it. He's like, I like having it on my Instagram because if I keep posting it 5 months from now, I'm going to be able to look back at those jokes and see how much better I got. And I'm like, it's cool. That's why I have a camera roll.
Same shit.
I'm like, I don't know why you're posting all
Dude,
of them.
This is the perfect prime example, dude. I was listening to we just had a show in Fresno. Shout out Mike Wooten and Marcos producing that show, Bakersfield versus Fresno at the Labyrinth Art Collective. I was listening to my sets before I'd performed there, listening to them, and I was like, God, these are terrible.
They're
like,
awful. I can't
I
sit
want
through
to
one
vomit. I
full
want to go
set.
like anytime I listen to a set,
No.
right?
Commit to the bit.
Like-
Fucking puke for us.
I
I know you
want
can.
to fucking die, and I ended up having a fantastic set, and I listened back, and I was like, holy shit, there was like no fat on this. I was like, I had to cut really tight, I was like, and that's how you record your shit and don't post it. But it's just like, I think in longevity, I mean, we do this all the time, so we live and breathe it all the time. But if you go on
Yeah.
stage once a week, you're gonna post what you do, so people around
Yeah.
you know that you're doing it.
Dude, a lot of the comics, and this is just the honest truth, a lot of the comics that ended up posting a ton of their clips on Instagram quit.
Yeah.
A lot
Wait,
of them.
what?
A lot of people who post clips. on
Cut out
Instagram.
these names. I have to talk loud so I can see it on the audio track and know where it is when I'm editing it and premiered. Like Cesar Juarez, he quit.
No, he's still doing
No,
it.
dude, he does comedy with.
Are you fucking serious?
He
Yeah,
blocked us.
he
He
blocked
blocked us all.
everybody.
He blocked me too?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Is he so he's still doing it?
have access to him.
He's stolen one of my jokes. People called him out, and then he
Blocked everybody from the scene,
he-
but he
Wow.
does weird
He
shit.
does he does like We on the Laugh shows.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
He
good.
doesn't
So he's
open
still
mic or
doing it?
nothing like that. He just does me on the laugh show.
So
Yeah.
another example, Summer used to post a lot of clips.
Quit.
She quit. And fucking ventriloquist.
Lagus.
John Lagus.
John
yeah.
Lagus.
Well, he just went up for the first time again. You're gonna edit all this out, right?
When did he go up?
All of it.
At Fresno Circle Brewing or
Oh,
whatever.
that's right.
Oh, you went up again?
Yeah, but
Just as like all the people that are posting clips is just I just
no,
feel like
you know what it is? I think it's people. It's non-comics thinking that this is what comedians do, but it's like no, it's about going up every night. That's
Yeah.
that's why I think we don't need the field to have to post, because like we are doing sets in silence. We're doing sets all the time, like, and
I remember y'all used to shit on me about that.
what?
About working in silence.
No. But your thing was like you didn't post flyers, you didn't post open. Like
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I
like,
didn't
dude,
post
you gotta
shit.
have at least. But your account looked like it was some high school kid's account, you know.
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
just dormant
But I
on it.
think now like you have some photos from a show with like a cool caption or
Shout out.
like that that kind of
Shout
stuff that
out.
shows that you're a comic, but you're not like doing it every week.
Yeah.
I have hellish pictures from shows. I haven't posted anything, you know. Like
yeah, I haven't posted.
I like the image of, because if you look at other comedians, even our close peers, like I go to my Instagram and I look at how I want to be perceived as from bookers that or people, fans of comedy that go to my page. Like I want them to see, oh, this guy's just doing a bunch of comedy shit.
Yeah.
All these flyers, he hosts this and that. I don't want it to be a post from hiking 3 years ago. You know,
Yeah.
like I just don't. I want it to look like I'm active. So.
Yeah, it's definitely easier. Like, I think you're the one who told me. I was like, when I had the Kurt Metzger show, I got all those dope pictures back. You're like, why don't
Yeah.
you post those?
Exactly.
And, I was
And
like,
the-
"Oh, true."
the
And then I
Instagram-
posted them, and I was like, this is pretty fucking
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
And we're back.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to add on to that, but we would have just sounded more ignorant. So I was like, I probably shouldn't chime in. Marcos,
I'm feeling real ignorant. What's up?
how was your Super Bowl party?
Hated it, dude.
Because you had an aunt who interrupted it? Is that it?
Sure, something like that. No, I mean, just personal shit going on.
Dude,
with
honestly,
the
the ants that get me are the ones that have, like, they come in and they have 4 cartridges of cigarettes around their arm, and the other arm they have a wine bottle. While they're
Damn, your ass get down.
while their
Like,
kids are carrying all the stuff that they have to bring to the party. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they walk in, they go, "Hi!" Just like that. And that exact voice. I nailed the
you know,
impression
now that I
just
think of
now.
it, like, because the way you're describing ants are my sisters. My sisters are in their 40s and they're just like women.
Yeah.
One of my sisters, she gets down. I'll just say that. Like, you know, she partakes in the party. She parties a little bit. But when I was a kid, all my aunts and uncles were in their 50s and 60s, it felt like. So they were just older people. So they weren't like getting drunk and party. They were just like making food and sitting and talking and chatting. So no one was coming with cartons of cigarettes and wine. But my sisters now,
They get tore up, huh?
Yeah.
well, some version of that. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say like belligerent, but it's like we're having a good time. And I didn't used to see that, you know.
Considering I only visit my entire family twice a year,
Yeah.
every year, they party. You know what I
So,
mean?
Super Bowl Sunday and Christmas.
No. No. None of us care about the Super Bowl. It's insane. It's Christmas and Thanksgiving. Those are the only 2 times I see my whole family all year. And every single time, everybody gets wasted. Everybody does. And it's we play like board games. I remember when my most wealthy aunt, she had a dope house with like a pool in the middle, and we had a massive pool party, and there were board games and money games and gambling, and I'm like, holy shit, it's like a night out at Vegas, you know? And everybody's just trashed. It's a lot of fun. Not me though, because I'm underage.
Hey, speaking of Vegas, that Vegas open mic scene,
It's wild.
it's wild. It's the Wild West out there. It makes me grateful for what we have here. You know, like,
oh man,
you know,
dude.
it does feel a bit controlling at times. It does feel a little bit like, what the fuck? But I'm telling you guys,
What is it called? Not the policing, but the structure is
Yeah.
needed.
you need a little bit of structure. You know, because without the structure, is just law. It's just lawless. It's just
Yeah, it turns
stepping
into,
on toes, just like fucking calling people out. Like, oh, I forgot to tell you this. Like, okay, so there's a dude that goes up, a 2-month comic, right? A 2-month comic goes up at this place called the Champagne's Bar in Vegas.
This is that midnight
The
one.
midnight one, right? So for the purpose of this story, this dude goes up, 2-month comic. he does his set right the way a 2-month comic does. Like, I actually listened back to his jokes because he put his clip on Instagram. I was like, oh, the jokes are there, just the timing and the pacing and everything is wrong. Like, but you could tell like, oh, he'll get it.
Yeah.
He goes and does his set. Bob, no, just comics and nothing. So you can't really get anything from this mic. He just goes up and does it, right? Dude goes up after him. You can smoke in bars in Vegas, right? So he goes up and he's wearing like a military. Pat Rabin described it as like an armor pouch, like a Marine armor pouch, where like you put armor in.
Oh,
so he's wearing one of those.
Like
he
a
has
vest,
like a
body
vest,
armor vest.
Like Oakley's.
I've
like
seen a lot of people wear those, and it's usually buff
Rappers.
guys with beer bellies. that
No, he
put
was
them
really
over.
thin, really
thin guy.
really thin and not built, but like thin and like fit.
Like
you know?
like rappers wear them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he goes and he does his set. He has a drink. He lights a cigarette. He starts smoking the cigarette. You can tell like he has a ball cap on and he has sunglasses on, and he looks to the last comic and he's just like, "Hey, you're not fucking funny, and you'll never be a fucking comedian in this town. You're so fucking woke. I hate that bullshit ass Latinx faggot shit that you do. You're not fucking funny." And he starts like getting angry, and then that dude starts going back to him. He's just like, "Why do you fucking care? Why do you?" And his comebacks aren't really like comedy. He's just it's getting
It's
intense.
an argument. It's not.
It's not right. It turns into. And we've not had arguments on stage in the scene here that I've been a part of, maybe.
Well, 2 weeks ago, but besides that, yeah.
Right, but this was like a straight up like art. He said, "I wrote my name on the list after you to come and talk shit to you for 5 minutes." So he just spent 5 minutes just talking shit.
Oh my
and just
God.
saying he's not funny. He'll never be a comic. He'll never make it. That comic over there owes me money. This city fucking sucks. This booker is fucking this. It was just weird, dude. And I'm just sitting in the front like, what the fuck? Dude?
I would fucking love to go there. I feel like me and Marcos would fucking shine there. You know what I mean?
No, you guys would do great.
We would just
fantastic.
fucking torch everybody. Just go up there and just like, and the way Marcos does it with his left hand, he goes, "You know what? You know what I mean?"
and
I'm sick of looking you guys' faces and then just go down on each single one.
But remember that I was telling you, I don't want to bring this up on the podcast, but the guy I was telling you about earlier, the one that was berating our friend, he before the mic even started, he was drunk and just by the front of the he was fucked up and by the front of the entrance, and he was just like, "All you guys are fucking unfunny faggots. You fucking suck. You shouldn't even fucking be here. This midnight mics are fucking dog shit. I don't know why the fuck any of you guys are here. You're never gonna have a fucking career." It was just like that kind of shit.
So disgusting.
Yeah, and that dude goes up first, and then all that happened that I told you guys about. But dude, it was
How many
not
names are on the line?
15 to 20. 15 to 20. I went up at 1:55 a.m. Yeah.
Dude.
But all of that aside, you gotta do this shit. You gotta earn the reps, right? I feel like,
yeah.
you know. But I all I wanted in that moment was for you guys to be there, because I don't roast like that. I'm very scared. Like, so you guys are you will make fun of people. You'll make fun of people even more. Like, but it was one of those where like you might have to fight someone, you know, like.
Bring a knife, dog. It's all right.
but you know, but one of the bookers was in the front of the room, and he was just walking by, and I was like, "Hey," and there's this motherfucker that I DM'd on before I even came here. He didn't even reply, and he ended up after he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't reply. You want a guest spot?" But I was just like trying to make fun of this chaotic. It was just scary. It was. Scary, crazy, out drugs, like, you know.
Because not only that, because you're also in an environment that's so far away from home.
Yeah, it was me and Pat. It was me and Pat.
It's the immediate feeling of like you don't belong here. You know what I mean? Because you're not supposed to be there right now.
Right.
This is meant for these disgusting people.
Yeah.
These just gross, asshole licking, just coke snorting, gross idiots, and it makes you feel super uncomfortable.
The worst part is that I feel like it's probably 3 of them, but it's like, you're
but
there.
they speak for the whole room.
You're there in the bar, and all the other comics, even the headlines on the other shows, are like, "Hey, it gets down there. If you go, you're basically going for street cred, but you're not going for comedy."
Dude,
it's just like it's just a hang.
There is nothing I love more than getting torched by a comedian. Even if I'm losing, it is this weird satisfaction that I get in nothing, because I've never, ever, besides when I threw the marker at Marco, even then I wasn't offended. I was just frustrated that we weren't, understanding
You're just
each
so
other.
fucking unfunny. Just shut up.
I've never.
Just shut up.
You'll
Just
never
shut-
have a fucking career.
You're
This
so
kinda shit
goddamn
now.
unfunny, dude.
You
You're
are not a fucking comedian. How dare you
It
ever
makes
call
me get
yourself
it.
a comedian? I got beat up by a special ed.
Hold on, bitch.
Hey, tell me if this counts as bullying.
Even like in a silly goose time.
I'm pretty cool, I think. He calls me Zaddy.
Welcome to the Bad Neighbor Podcast.